Today, we are going to try and answer one of the age-old questions, truly one of the questions that still keep scientists up at night today, and that is, why does nobody give a rip about Rastar? So today, we are looking at the mighty Hummer EV 1/10 scale from Rastar, of course, sent over courtesy of Barweer. Big thank you to them. Check out the link in the description down below if you want to take a peek at this set. Now, of course, this is fully licensed, being from Rastar, 1/10 scale, over 3,000 pieces. It looks great. And why I'm interested in it is because I have seen nothing about it online. Nobody has talked about it. And I think it looks pretty cool. Under the hood, there's an awesome rugged looking carbon fiber Hummer EV cover. It looks great. The instructions are thick and have bonus shots and a few details on the real Hummer. Fortunately, the sticker sheets are looking very small, and this set includes, of course, some nicely printed parts too. You just love to see it. Enough lollygagging, let's build this unit. This is an interesting step. First, it highlights that Rastar uses the HD differentials, which I love. But also you build and attach the CV joints, then plug them into the differential. To me, this is a great example of how well designed Rastar instructions are. They are extremely clear, extremely easy to follow, without insulting your intelligence. I love it. First major sub build complete, and we have suspension, steering, ride height adjustment, and the beginning of the front detailing, including a printed GMC tile. Lovely. At this stage, we have a very interesting worm gear contraption. I'm obsessed with it. Then we link it up to our frame in a symphony of black ABS. The magnum opus of bag 2 is when we connect this verified unit of a sub build to our front end build from stage 1. We also get our first proper serving of steering and ride height adjustment. Make sure you take the time to line up your ride height adjustment feature. Link up your chassis without taking the time to align your ride height adjustment, you're gonna have a bad time. This stage ends by connecting the rocker panel, and can I just say, this is only after 2 building stages. Each bag here is huge. Here's a piece I've not seen LEGO make, used here for some steering linkage on this occasion. But Monsieur Pig, I hear you asking, surely you already connected the steering linkage back a while ago. Right you are. You're smart. You've come to the right channel. But let's hold on to that, and we'll come back to that later. This is our last major sub build of the chassis. Again, take a hot minute to make sure you're properly aligning the ride height adjustment. We end the third stage by adding the rear bumper to our chassis, which includes a glorious printed rear license plate. Also worth noting, each stage has a significant number of significant extra pieces afterwards, if that's a sentence that makes sense. There are lots of extra pieces, and some of them are decently large. For example, here's my extra piece pile after just 3 stages. I also had to get pieces to complete stage 3, such as these gray 5-long axles, which were actually in the extra pieces pile from the prior stage. So don't throw those away just yet. Wait, hold the dang phone. Actually, I went to get bag 4 from the box, and I noticed a tiny little bag hiding under there that said step 210 and 211. Go back in the instructions, boom! Those are the 5-length axles. I think Rastar probably just didn't realize they put them in the wrong bag. Silly goobers, now I got some extras. Anyway, nice that they noticed that and remedied the problem. Finally adding some stability to our steering mechanism at this stage. And finally adding a splash of orange, which will become our front end / hood area, before adding the dashboard complete with just 2 stickers and the bespoke Hummer EV steering wheel. It looks good, not gonna lie. The interior is pretty simple, but I wouldn't expect anything other than brutal minimalism from a brand such as Hummer anyway, so I'm cool with it. The stage finishes with a jumbo build for the box area of the Hummer. Add some system parts for shaping on the haunches. How are we feeling about that word, haunches? I'm feeling pretty good about it, I'm not gonna lie. And some transparent pieces for the lights. Get it attached, and it's looking amazing. Attaching the headlights at this stage. The headlights are the eyes into the soul of any car, if you ask me. And you did, because you're here, so you're welcome. Now the instructions will not tell you this, but here's a free of charge CleverPig top tip number 37. Apply the transfer sticker at this stage while the pieces are still easy to handle. Who said subscribing to this channel doesn't pay dividends? Something strange I found. These small axle pin connector pieces seem to have a color consistency issue. It may be hard to see on camera, but these are a noticeably lighter shade of orange than the rest of the orange pieces. Fortunately, it appears to be exclusively with these pieces, and there are very few of them in this set. I think there are probably 4 or 6. At this stage, the hood is built, and I won't spoil it, but the build for the hood/frunk was really good, using subtle angles and clever building techniques. That contrasts sharply with the very simple tailgate mechanism. The doors are likewise quite simple and attach easily. The brutal minimalist design continues. Finally, we get to the roof, which is done very simply using just a handful of black and transparent pieces. But we are not done yet. Fear not, sweet prince. We must add a few more bespoke pieces to finish this off. First, we use 4 pieces and a sticker each. The stickers for these mirrors, terrible. Now, I'm not convinced that these are reflective at all, but the mirrors look great. Finally, we put the wheels and tires on, which includes a Hummer EV hubcap for each one, which looks very excellent. And with that, the Hummer EV is done. And let's not mince words. It looks terrific. There are some spots that are a little bit, I think the proportions kind of might have had a little bit of a tricky time here and there. For example, the front bumper comes too low. When you look at the side profile of the real thing, the bumper should be quite a bit higher so that it can have a really steep approach angle, but I mean, it still looks very good. And as I build vehicles such as this, and the Rio Bricks Maserati was also a great example, I thought building electric vehicles in Technic would be super boring, but I quickly found that I don't care at all. Building like engines and gearboxes are just sort of gimmicky at this point, and I would rather have really good details, fun mechanisms, and just unique and fresh things. Like for example, the Maserati had an insane exterior build, and the interior was fantastic. This has some cool things as well. I think the hood/frunk area is really great. The overall look is awesome. And the one function that I didn't mention that this does have, which is going to segue nicely into my complaints, is 4-wheel steering. So we've got steering for the front wheels and the rear wheels. Now that's very cool to see. You do not see that often in Technic sets. But this is my main issue with the set. It's really just the one thing that's been really bugging me. I feel like it would have been so easy for Rastar to set this up such that all the 4-wheel steering is connected to one hand of God. It doesn't make sense to have 2 at all. It should just be 1. On the plus side, the steering angle for a set like this is actually quite good, and it's helped even more so by there being 4-wheel steering, but yeah, it should just be 1 knob. That's silly. There's a lot of room to run gears under here that I don't see why they would have had any issue doing that. Clearly they're not concerned about piece count, so just make that change, Rastar. Otherwise, everything was really excellent. The build, very straightforward, but very good. The pieces are impeccable. The fit and finish is excellent. And like I said, it looks great. And the value, it's like 110 or 120 bucks at Barweer, is not bad at all. Might even be able to squeak nearer to the 100 mark with my code, if you're interested. So honestly, I'm kind of at a loss. I'd love to know what you guys think, not only about this set, but about why Rastar doesn't get more love in general. I hear sometimes people comment about their sets, but it's pretty rare. I'd say I get just as much comments about brands like Ghoulie and K-Box, and those are like pretty off the wall brands. Like this is fully licensed, printed parts, very, very good, high quality. I don't know. I just don't see why they don't get as much love. But like I said, maybe let me know what you think down below. Put your tinfoil hat on. Let's get some conspiracy theories going on. Or failing that, tell me what you think of this bad boy. I would love to hear it. Thank you again for checking out this video. I hope you have a fantastic day, and pray to God that my camera didn't die through this, because we're teetering on the edge, guys. Anyway, have a good one. See you later.